Hi everyone, my name is Ife. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. In this video, I'll be teaching you how I drafted the bodice pattern for this dress, the tie sleeve dress. So if you want to see how I achieved making this pattern, please keep watching my video and see you guys in my tutorial. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is to rule out the shoulder line, which I've done here. So the next thing is to put out my measurements. I'm going to take my measuring tape and mark out 5.5 inches for my shoulder line, for my shoulder. Then shoulder is 11, so I divided it by 2, which is 5.5. Then I marked 2.5 for the neckline. Then for the depth of the neckline, I marked 3 inches. So I'm going to mark out half an inch for my shoulder slope. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to connect the dots together and then slant that shoulder part as well. So the next thing I'm doing is to rule out this for the neckline, just make like an L shape to the side. Then I'll take my curve ruler and make a curve for my neckline. So the next thing I'm doing here is to mark down my armhole, which is 5.5 as well. So to get my armhole, I divided my shoulder into two as well, and I marked out that line for just where I'm going to place the curve ruler, like an L shape out. So the next thing I'm doing is to use my curve ruler to just make a curve for my armhole. This is my armhole curve, right? So after that, I'm going to just, so that side will be my chest line, right? That's my bust, my chest line that I'll be working with. So I'm going to input my bust measurement there, which is 5.25 there. The next thing I'm going to mark is my half length, which is 11. You can add your sewing allowance to it, because I think it's 10.5, so I added an half an inch, which makes it 11. So I'm just going to rule that line and label it as my chest line. So the next thing I'm trying to do here is to add 1 inch for my sewing allowance for my chest line. So I'm just going to rule that 11 inches that I marked for my waistline down. So I'm just going to put my measurement as well, which is 6.25, then add 1 inch sewing allowance. You can as well use 1.5, but I used 1 inch for my sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect the line together, and I'm going to label it as my waistline and that as my shoulder line. So I think I'm done with my front bodies. So the next thing I'm doing here is to just cut out the pattern. So if you guys have not watched my video on how I draft my basic bodice pattern, please, you guys should go and watch the video. Is on the channel. Thank you so much. So the next thing is just to cut out the excess pattern paper out. So I'm just cutting it out right now. So when I'm done with that, I'm just gonna set my remaining pattern paper aside and take another pattern paper for my back bodies. So I've already ruled out the zip line and as well as the shoulder line. So I'm just gonna label it. So that's the zip and that's the shoulder line. So I'm just going to place my front bodies on that line. I'm not going to place it from the zip line. You can see the zip allowance is there. So I'll use my pin to secure the pattern paper from moving. So the next thing is to cut out my back piece. I'm just going to just trace it out the same way as the front. The only difference is the zipper allowance. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm trying to cut it out. So you guys, if you're not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Again, thank you so much. So I'm trying to trim out the pattern paper for the back body as seen in the video. So you guys just go ahead and save the video, and you can watch it as many times as you want, so that you understand how I draft my basic bodice pattern. And you can as well watch the video as well of how I draft my basic bodice pattern for a child. So the next thing is just to cut. So I'm just trying to cut out my neckline and the shoulder slope as well. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just trying to remove my pins, as you can see in the video, and label that as my front bodies. and label the other one with the zipper as my back bodice. Before that, so the next thing I'm going to do, trying to manipulate my bodies for the tie hand. So I'm just going to mark out 3.5 inches down, last thing. So that 3.5 inches, I'm just going to roll it all the way down. So we're not going to be needing the upper side. But before then, I'm going to add half an inch for the sewing allowance up, so that it won't be too short. When I have to add my sewing allowance, you can as well add it with on your fabric directly, or you can add it on the pattern paper as seen. So I'm just going to cut it out from there. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to cut it out. So the next thing is to place that on my back bodies and trace it out as well the same way. Just trace it out. That's all for the body. So I'm just trying to pin it down here. Yeah, so you just try and pin down your pattern paper from shifting. So I'm going to cut that upper part out because I'm not going to be needing that. So this is the big bodice pattern for the dress we are going to be making. So we are done with cutting, and thank you guys so much for watching my video. So see you guys in my next tutorial.